Hello everyone, Sunshiny Plays here, and today I have a Solrock guy. Now, Solrock is one of the most underrated Pokemon in Sword and Shield, and I mean that shiny-wise and move pool-wise. And I'll get to the shiny form in a minute. Right now, let's focus on the move pools. First up, we have the Moon set, with Light Clay, Levitate because it's the only ability, Light Screen, Reflect, Explosion, Stealth Rock, with an Impus Nature, 252 into the defense, 8 into the attack, and the rest into HP. Now, Solrock, it's mixed. It can be an extremely powerful physical attacker, or it can be a pretty bulky physical wall. And this set just makes use of the fact how it gets the screen moves. You set up the light screen, you set up the reflect. I recommend setting with light screen first because Solrock has terrible special defense. And reflect, you set up the stealth rocks if possible, and then you explode on whatever comes in. There's not that much to this set, it's just the generic set I've seen run, although sometimes instead of the light clay you would see leftovers. But, yeah. Now, things to beware. Mold Breaker, because Excadrill is a thing, and this thing does not deal with Excadrill well. Excadrill gets Earthquake and Iron Head, which pretty much obliterate this set. It gets Brick Break, which can get rid of the screens. And because of the fact how Excadrill's Mold Breaker means it doesn't have to worry about Levitate, it can just, well, like I said, it can use Earthquake any chance it gets, and it resists our Explosion. And you should also beware of ghost types like Dragapult. Why? Because of the fact how, well, Explosion doesn't do anything to it. Another thing you have to be aware of are the Urshifu forms, because, of course, they would always have critical hitting moves, which would go past the screens. And since you are probably going to be outsped by them, you're pretty much KO'd before you can even get a chance to set up the screens. So I would recommend using this set in a lower tier like RU, NU. But for the first set, it's not bad. Next up, we have the Supernova set, where I make use of Solrock's coverage. We've got Flare Blitz, we've got Stone Edge, we've got Zen Headbutt, and we have Earthquake. With a Jolly Nature, max attack, max speed, and a little into the defense. So, my friend Poketrainer Joshi, he made a Claydol guide. And, yeah, Claydol is actually faster than Solrock, but only by 5 points. And you wouldn't know that by looking at Solrock. You would expect it to be a bulky, but pretty slow. No, this thing has base 70 speed. And base 70 is not bad, especially in the lower tiers. In fact, that's where I would recommend using most of these Solrock sets. In the lower tiers where things don't hit as hard, and you're able to outspeed things. Because then you don't have to worry that much about getting outsped and taken down. Unlike in OU with the Urshifus, which are still somehow not banned to Ubers. Anyways, I'm rambling. Choice Band, Levitate, since Levitate is the only ability it gets. Choice Band, it's a great item to have. It boosts our attack power by 1.5, but we can only lock ourselves into one of the 4 moves. Flare Blitz. This is an amazing move. It does 33% of the recoil, but 1, it has a 10% chance to burn, and 2, it's a lot more reliable to hit than Stone Edge. In fact, some people would run, instead of Stone Edge, you would run Rock Slide or even Rock Blast, so that way you don't have to worry about substitutes and or Mimikyu's Disguise. Zen Headbutt, it is the best physical psychic move we get, and with our speed being like this, being able to flinch your opponent, that is always good. Then there's Earthquake, which is just very good coverage. And I couldn't really think of what else to put on. If you didn't want to run Earthquake, you could run Iron Head, just so that way you can hit the fairy types, but for the most part, you're going to be wanting to run Earthquake, and if not Earthquake, Iron Head, or even Explosion, just so that way you can go out with a giant bang. Next up, we have the most gimmicky set I have ever made, and oh boy, do I love it. We're going to be using the Binding Band with Will-O-Wisp, Fire Spin, Morning Sun, Protect. If you can't see where this is going, the Binding Band pretty much makes it so that way all partial trapping moves do 1/6 of the max health instead of 1/8. We have Fire Spin, which counts as a trapping move. We also have Will-O-Wisp, and we have Morning Sun. This means that first, Fire Spin, so that way you're doing damage, then Will-O-Wisp, doing more damage, Protect, so that way that damage is continuing, and if we get low on health, we just Morning Sun right back up. This is cheesy, and do I love it! I mean, seriously, I actually have made most of these sets already, but if I'm gonna bring any of these sets, it's a tie between the Ring of Fire set and the Martin set, and I'll get to the Martin set soon enough. Now, things to be aware of. Taunt. We are not having any investment into our speed, which means that if something outspeeds and gets the taunt off, we are pretty much useless because our only attacking move is Fire Spin, and our special attack is only base 55, and it's not stab, and Fire Spin is Fire Spin, so the damage isn't exactly that good. But, you know what? This is it's a Trolley set. If anyone wants, they can actually use this, and if you actually get a win on it, let me know. And if you have it on Showdown, please send me a link. I would actually love to see how people use this set, and on what teams. Anyways, the next set we have is the Comet set. I know I mentioned that Solrock has only base 55 into its special attack, but let's use that to our advantage with the Comet set. Power Herb, Meteor Beam. You've seen this on my Behem. You've seen this on Lunatone. You've probably seen this on a Colossal. You've probably seen this on a Starmie. Solrock can do it too, and this is good because it's stab, and it gives you the +1 into a special attack. So that way you don't have to run Calm Mind. You're actually able to do damage. Psychic is our best stab move. Fire Blast, it's Fire Blast. It's a very, very strong move to have, and overall just a good choice, with the only drawback being it has a pretty high chance to miss. Then there's Earth Power. Earth Power is good because it has a 10% chance to lower the target's special defense by 1. And since our special attack isn't the best, you're going to need to take what you can get. Now, things that ruin this set. Special walls. But if that's the case, then you could always just go for the Psyshock. But I just figured that we need that base power to be as high as possible because our special attack is as terrible as it is. Another thing that ruins the set. Knock off, switcheroo, trick, whatever can get rid of our power herb, because then we're pretty much a sitting duck. If they knock off, congratulations, they have one other turn to attack you, instead of getting that boost completely done and over with. And we're running the Modest Nature with max special attack, max speed, just so that way we can get as much of a special attack as possible. The next set we have is the Solrock set. We're taking advantage of Room service with Trick Room, Gyro Ball, Zen Headbutt, and Stone Edge. Trick Room, it's a Trick Room setter, and Gyro Ball does more damage the slower than you are. And if only base 70 speed, yes, I praised it, but it is also not the highest. Meaning odds are, since you're going to be -1 in speed, inside the trick room, you're gonna probably be the fastest thing on the field and be able to just demolish things with Gyro Ball. Zen Headbutt, best physical psychic move we have, and Stone Edge, it's our stab, and it has a high crit. The reason why I'm not running it on most of these other sets is just because of the fact how I prefer my moves to have a lot more accuracy, but there's no real big 100% accuracy rock move. Like, I believe there's Ancient Power, Power Gem, Meteor Beam, and that's the only moves that have extremely, extremely good accuracy. Max attack, max HP, a little into the defense, with a brave nature, so that way we can make the most out of Trick Room. Now, things that will this set. Once again, Taunt. And so, odds are you should probably run this thing in a doubles format. I mean, odds are you're gonna lose, but considering Taunt isn't as oftenly used in doubles, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that. I don't really play doubles. But, like I said, this is a good set. Solrock is very versatile. And finally, we have the Martin set. Now, before I go into that, I want to talk about this thing's shiny. This thing's shiny is very, very underrated. That bright red / orange, it looks like it looks hot. And I don't mean sexy hot. I mean burning sun hot. And you know what? It looks like the sun. It's supposed to look like the sun. It is the sun. That blazing aura it gives off, it just makes this shiny work well. Plus the blue eyes. I know it's small to see because you can't really see it, the eyes, because of it's a small picture. But those bright blue eyes, they contrast so well with the body. It just makes the entire shiny pop. And it's one of the few shinies that I actually managed to... Not few shinies, but it's one of the shinies that I didn't hunt for and yet still managed to get. You'd be surprised in how often that happens. So we have Swords Dance, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Zen Headbutt with max HP, max speed with a jolly nature. Lumbery, despite us being the sun, we are not fire type, which means we can get burned, paralyzed, put to sleep, or poisoned. All things that Solrock does not appreciate, and so having the Lumbery means that you can pretty much set up a Swords Dance pretty free. With Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Zen Headbutt. Earthquake, it's coverage, and it's a way to hit the steel types that, since we are not running Flare Blitz, we won't be able to hit as hard. Rock Slide, it has 90 accuracy, so there is that 10% chance to miss, but it also has a 30% chance to flinch. And if we can pull off any flinches, this thing is insane. Speaking of flinches, the same goes for Zen Headbutt. An 80 base power attack with only 90 accuracy, but has a 20% chance to flinch the target. So, yeah. This set, I'm either going to be picking this set for the guide battle, or the Ring of Fire one for the battle. Because this is stupid, but this is stupid and works. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Comment down below which set you would want me to bring to the next guide battle. Ring of Fire or Martin. And with that being said, I have nothing else to say. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy Solrock. Once again, if you pick any of these Pokemon, use them on Showdown, and manage to do anything with them, send me the link so that way I can see the battle, because I want to be able to react to that. Give Solrock love. All it knows is hatred because of Martin. And his Cosmic Power Rock Polish that shouldn't be able to work and still doesn't. Alright. Well, I have nothing else to say. Bye everyone. See you next time. Peace.